Hi y'all, how you doing? You can see my face today! Yay! I'm sorry, I have just been dealing with a lot of face concerns recently, and I don't know why. I got a dry patch here, I had a dry patch here, and I broke out in places, and I'm just like, can it stop for 5 seconds? Could I have a minute to for my face to, do what I want it to do? No. So this is the first day that the dry patch has been pretty manageable. You could still see the outline of it, but it's not crinkling. So I'm gonna take that as a win. We're gonna take that as a win. But that means I get to finally be on camera to do something that I've been wanting to do. I wanted to do it last week, but like I said, skin was not participating, so we went with another video idea. But we are going to do one that I did earlier this year that I really had a lot of fun doing, and I think y'all seem to like it a little bit. So I wanted to give it a go again. So this is gonna have to go into 2 parts, because even though the first half of the year I apparently played with no palettes, this half of the year I played with quite a few palettes. So I wanted to give them an equal opportunity to shine. So I divided the palettes into 2 categories, trying to kind of split them up a little bit, just so you could get a variety in each one. And I'm going to review them in under 10 minutes. I have 10 palettes sitting here. I have 10. We're gonna be very careful as I show. 10 palettes. We have 10 palettes over there that I have played with, reviewed, or played with on my own, or done in a short. Just palettes I have been trying throughout this second half of the year that I really enjoy, but I want to give each one a minute in the light to give a review. So I have some notes on each one that's going to help me achieve this goal. And I'm gonna put a timer up like I did last time. So there will be a timer that says 10 minutes. There's 10 palettes, so I get a minute with each palette to discuss with you. If you're interested, keep watching. And if you are enjoying my content, make sure to subscribe, maybe give a little like, comment. I love hearing from y'all. I really do. So let me see. We're using a phone. I don't know why it switched my timer. There we go, we'll put that. And once I start, I can't stop, I can't pause, I have to keep going. Even if I go over a minute and I have to catch up on the next one. So it's up to me whether we get through these properly or not. Ready, set, start. All right, first palette. This is the Blendy x Ellis Volume 2 Imperial Face and Eye Palette. Come on, open up. First off, beautiful packaging. Look at that. That is stunning. It almost feels reminiscent of the original Ellis Atlantis collection, but different at the same time. It is a full matte palette. I do like this matte palette because it is cool toned. I feel like it's hard to get a full cool toned palette with just mattes in it. I also like that it's not just browns and grays and blacks. There are also some pinks up there, which I think are absolutely beautiful. I like that the nudes, the neutrals, included pops of pink to play with in this palette, which I really appreciate. It actually allowed me to declutter one of my others. So if you like Blendy formula, I enjoyed this one, if you couldn't tell. All right, next palette. This is the companion palette. This was an all shimmers palette. This is the Blendy x Ellis, the Garden of Stars. This is what the shimmers look like. Super pretty packaging, super pretty shimmers. My only thing is, I don't think they're as duochromy as maybe some other brands might do their duochromes. They do have some impact and they do have some sparkle, but they are not as impactful as maybe some of my other indie shimmers. So even though I find this beautiful, it's definitely, if you're definitely looking for something a little bit more impactful indie, This one's not exactly my favorite, but if you are digging into indie shimmers, indie duos, this might be a good starting point for you. All right, Artitude Cosmetics. This is the Ink and Roses palette. First off, I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep repeating it because I think almost all of these packagings are so pretty, and I feel like they put so much effort into them, but they're all pretty much indie palettes. I have never tried Artitude before, but I love this color story a lot more than I thought I would. So I really loved it for the pinks and the neutrals in here, and then I saw the greens and I was like, oh, I don't know. But I think this is really interesting and a lot of fun to play with. I have always had such a hard time mixing pinks and greens in looks, and I feel like this one I don't struggle with as much. I feel like it's easier to combine those shimmers together or those colors together to make a cohesive look. And I love that it's natural but colorful at the same time. Also, this is hella pigmented, so if that's what you're looking for, they did a good job. Very impressed by this year, by this brand. First time trying. I know, I'm running behind, but Rogue palette. Fantasy Cosmetica. This is one of my first palettes from Fantasy Cosmetica, and this is gorgeous. I was actually really stunned by it. I love the almost like stained glass packaging. Like, it almost looks like this should be in a cathedral somewhere. And I love the color story. Like, it's those cool, grungy colors I like. Plus it has greens, blues, and purples, which are some of my favorites to play with in an eyeshadow palette. And the shimmers are so pretty. Holy crap. I hate that I have taken so long to play with this and Artitude. Hands down. I hate that I took so long. All right. This one I tried right before the cutoff, right after the cutoff for last year's palette. So I tried this earlier in July, and look at that. Look at those grayish pastels. Like, I love a pastel palette, but I also love like a cool toned palette, and I think this one just completes that feeling for me, and I just dug my finger into one of those crap. But like, this just completes it for me. I love the embossings. I love the shimmers. They're just so sparkly and gorgeous and beautiful. Like, this is a winter story I want to play with. This right here, the Snow Angel by Simply Posh, I want to play with it in the winter. It is so much fun. And also their customer service is amazing. I was missing one of the shades and they sent it to me for free, and I really appreciate it. So thank you, Simply Posh. I do recommend, and I want to try your gingerbread palette so bad. It looks so pretty. So I need to get on that. Oh my gosh, I'm running behind again. All right, next, Lethal Cosmetics, the Adventure Time palette. I know it has Candy Kingdom. First off, this is squishy. I love that this is squishy. That is so much fun that that's squishy. And then the I love the color story. I know it's a rainbow palette. I get it. It's a rainbow palette, but I feel like there's a good mixture of like bright, beautiful colors in this that feels different from typical rainbow palettes. I like that they have some pastel-y colors. I love that they have some vibrant, rich colors in this. And obviously the shimmers are your typical Lethal Cosmetic shimmers, but I just found this one so interesting when I picked it up, and I think you will like it too if this is kind of your colorful vibe. If you don't like colors, this may not be it. All right, moving on. Warning, there's going to be a lot of Beauty Moon cosmetics in this one, because I did try a lot of their palettes this year. I tried to break it up, but we're just moving with it. So this is the Divergence palette. If you watched my review, I wasn't super thrilled with this one. People really love the look. And I didn't hate the look. That's not the issue. The issue was more of my inspiration. Like when I look at this, it's a little harder to get inspiration for this one. I wasn't super thrilled with that edge color, that black shimmer, because she did one in the Medusa palette that I thought was really pretty. But this black shimmer, for some reason, just doesn't give the same impact, and it kind of fades on my eye throughout the day. But the mattes were pigmented. Like, it is Beauty Moon formula. Like, it's a good, like, most of it is a decent formula. Just that black shimmer wasn't it. It's just not my color story. But I do appreciate that Tori brought something back that she really wanted to bring back and revamp it if that is, like, if that was her goal. I do appreciate that she wanted to revamp something that she wanted. All right, I gotta be quick. I am running behind. This is the Trick palette from Beauty Moon Cosmetics. They collaborated with Ice Cream Beauty and, oh, why am I forgetting? Okay, Doodle Butt. The art was done by Doodle by the Bunny, and I thought I wasn't gonna like this palette as much because of the color story, but I actually really enjoyed it. The Beauty Moon has been putting out some palettes that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'll enjoy that, and then I really enjoyed it. You'll hear that in the next one too. I just really enjoyed these, and I did a lot of fun looks in Halloween, so I'm actually glad I picked up both because I actually used this one more than I used the Treat one, which was the one I originally wanted that I thought I could use more, and I ended up using the Trick more, and I couldn't be happier though. All right, oh no, I am running behind. Okay, Beauty Moon Cosmetics Mantra palette. I don't have too much to say about this one because it's, like, look at that. That's my color story, pinks, purples, greens, and blues. Like, I don't have much else to say about that. Like, that is my color story. I knew this was going to be a palette I liked, as long as the formula was typical Beauty Moon Cosmetics, as long as the shimmers were shimmery, and the colors were the colors I wanted, and you know what? It works. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be, and that's kind of it. Like, I like it. It's not like like, it wasn't something I was sitting there like, oh, I'm going to hate this, or oh, I'm going to love this. Like, I just knew. There was no question in my mind. I knew I was gonna like this. I like it. Yay! All right. And then finally, the Tones of Turd palette from Glaminatrix. I'm trying to go as fast as I can because I get it. They put out two of these. They put out the Grounded, and then they put out this one. And I'm a little goblin, and I loved the poop jokes. I also stuck my grubby fingers in a couple of these, like, by accident, and destroyed them. Still work fine, but I feel really bad that I, like, dug my nail in them. But I love the theme. I feel like more people should take the piss out of their own, like, out of their own things, and I'm glad that they took a risk on this. I think this was really risky of an idea to release a April Fool's palette, but I think it worked out. So thank you, Glaminatrix, for releasing this palette. And time is up. Woo. All right. We made it. We made it. All 10 palettes, 10 minutes. There we go. With a lot of this, I know how most of these formulas are gonna go. I have played with most of these brands, which is probably why I didn't talk about the formula as much unless there was a huge drastic change with the formula. Because with all of these, the formula, except for the Divergence palette, was something that I knew what I was getting. So I wasn't super, like, concerned about formula, but it was more about my feelings about them. Some of them were new formulas for me, Simply Posh, and a couple at Artitude, which is why I touched on their formulas. But for the most part, I knew what I was getting with some of these. And if the formula changed, I mentioned it, but I don't even know if Divergence actually changed. I just know it wasn't, that shimmer wasn't my favorite. Now the green look, I did enjoy. It just wasn't, that shimmer just wasn't right. I think for the most part, I think it was a success getting all of those. Please comment down below some of your favorite palettes of this year. This is part 1 because I didn't want to do 20 palettes in 20 minutes on one video. I wanted to split it up and actually give. That's all I got for today. Make sure to check out part 2, which will come out in the following week, I believe. Either that or it will come out in the new year, as I'm not sure if I'm going to put one out during New Year's, just because that is my fiance's favorite holiday, and so I want to make sure that I am present and available to spend time with him that day. Sometimes editing takes a little bit out of my day, and I don't want to take that time away. As because of my upcoming nuptials, which are in 4 months. Holy crap. 4 months until I get married. Like, that is wild in my opinion. And I didn't take as much PTO this year, so I could have some more time for next year. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this concept yet again, and I look forward to talking to you about the next 10 palettes. Some of these are not going to be a surprise, some of them might, but I hope you enjoy anyways. I hope y'all are doing well this holiday season. I hope that you are spending time with loved ones, whether that be family or chosen family, and don't stress yourself. Try to enjoy yourself and remind yourself that you deserve a break as well, and to refuel and recharge so you can be your best moving forward. I hope all of you have a wonderful, wonderful day, a wonderful, wonderful week. Happy Hanukkah, happy solstice, Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, and to all of you who celebrate different winter solstice holidays, I hope it is a good one for you. I will see you in the next one.